Alright guys, we're back for yet another Bleach Brave Souls video, and in less than 24 hours, the mid-month banner with Candice and Mask is going to be available for you guys to summon on. This is a crown summons, meaning that once you get to step 10, you'll have a 50% chance of being able to pull either Candice or Mask in the actual step itself, and then you'll have another chance on step 20, and then on 25, you get the pity ticket, which will allow you to choose between Candice and Mask. There are no individual banners, it's just this banner right here that you guys see right here. And to give you guys my short answer, this is a GQ banner, which I do recommend summoning if you are in need of help with the melee Stern Ritter guild quest, because Mask is going to be a very nice NAD support character for that GQ rotation, especially in the upcoming Nightmare rotation, which we'll have next week. And then Candice, she is going to be replacing both 6th Anniversary Aizen and Bambietta very easily. And if you guys need a much more updated main, then this is pretty much going to be your go-to to summon on the actual banner. Now, I'm gonna at least preface this. If you guys do not care about guild quest overall, you guys can choose to skip this banner. Like, you don't really need to summon on it. Like, if you have the likes of Yuha or Ishin, you just don't really need Candice, as those are much better mind characters for PvE content overall. Where this character is gonna shine is mainly gonna be in guild quest, and outside of guild quest, yeah, she is gonna be losing a bit of stuff, which we're gonna dive on into. And then Mask is just mainly gonna be a GQ bot. That's the best way to describe it. So you guys can choose to skip this banner. If you guys are still looking for a banner to summon on, well, pretty much going to be the 1000-year blower banner. Now, unfortunately, by the time I have uploaded this video, the swimsuit banner will already be gone by the 18th, so you cannot summon on that anymore. But if anything, this banner is still worth summoning for, and I do think that it still has a bit more value overall compared to mid-month, because you have Byakuya, which is still a very godly unit, one of the best heart units in the game, top 3 of that for the attribute, and I'd argue to say that he's a top 5 character. Renji, great for brave battles, and Rukia could have been better, but she does the job nicely in the Melee Squad 0 guild quest despite the problems. And you do have, I want to say, a slightly better filler pool with Unohana still being an amazing speed character to pull from the banner, with 2 good farmers, a really good link for the speed characters, and then characters that can potentially resurrect that can be really good in the future, like that Ichigo. I do think that the main Zenith banner is better to summon on, and the banner has been extended, so you have until the 25th to still choose to summon on the banner. And if you guys are still going after the individual characters, individual banners are up. Byakuya is already up as we are speaking. By the 21st, Rukia should be next, and then after that is going to be Renji. So again, I think these characters are going to be way better to summon on value-wise compared to Candice and Mask, and that's just my honest opinion. These characters will not be available as fillers until like a whole year from now, from when they were released. And as for Candice and Mask, they will become fillers in 6 months from now. So they'll have a bit of a shorter waiting time before they get featured in banners, and people will have a chance to pull for them. The Tech 1000-year blower Byakuya and Asnot have already started showing up as fillers, and the same thing is going to happen with 1000-year blower Shinji and Kensei and these 2 characters right here. One last final thing is that if you guys want to see what end of month is going to be, you guys can, because this banner is going to be staying up until the release of end of month. So this is going to still stay while we get the news for the new upcoming characters. Whereas the other 1000-year blower banner with Byakuya, Rukia, Renji will already have left, and there's only going to be the individual banners. So if you guys want to wait it out, you guys have the choice to do so. Now, that being said, the banner filler-wise, I have to be honest, it needed to be better, because you do have a couple really good GQ NAD characters and a really amazing ultimate farmer, but it needed to be better. But we're going to break down the fillers in a good-ass moment and dive on into it. So, starting off with Candice and Mask. Candice, she, like I stated before, is going to be the character that is going to be replacing Bambi, and she is another mind character. It's always nice to see that, and it's crazy that this character is already better than Rukia, because if you guys want to know what her kit is, she has a 3k length beam with 1020 width on the first strong attack. The second strong attack is going to be the 750 suction vortex into another 3k length beam with 1020 width, and then you have a regular 1200 radius full screen attack. So yeah, the kit is actually really good. She has paralysis on her entire kit. You cannot really go wrong with that. It's just that her skill set is mainly going to be focused towards Guild Quest, and she'll be at her best in Guild Quest. Outside of Guild Quest, you're just basically looking at a character with just Frenzy +2 and 80% SP boost. Now, because content have become easier, in co-op she's going to be pretty much good. Like, if you guys saw how 1000-Year Blower Rukia did in co-op, where we did clear in like a minute worth of clear time, Candice is actually going to be doing way better, and that's not considering the fact that she lacks the increased element chance in that Link's Hawk Trowel, and also she doesn't have Berserker, and she also has a better kit at that too. Oh, I'm just going to say that for co-op, she'll be fine. Limit Breaker Quest, that's where she's going to be taking a bit of a hit, because you want to make sure that you have the minimum rules possible, and you want the enemies to be Soul Reapers, so that way you can always consistently get the damage to paralyzed enemies of +40% active. And in epic raids, of course, for the really hard bosses where they have 50 million plus HP, like Mayuri, yeah, you definitely want to have the boss being a Soul Reaper. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out on this most of the time. But that's just pretty much about it. Skill-wise, she has Frenzy +2, Frenzy +3 in Guild Quest, 30% range damage in Guild Quest. Outside of that, it's 10%. 50% killer effect in Guild Quest. Outside of that, it's 30%, but we don't count that because she has Captain Killer. You're only going to ever have that active against captains, which are bosses. 80% SP boost, Sharpshooter, weaken defense, increased ailment chance against Soul Reapers, damage to paralyzed enemies of +40%, debilitator of +5 seconds, and devastation of 60% with Sprinter +2, Havoc of 20%, and paralysis immunity. No EX move, but I'm completely fine with that. Not every character that is going to be really good or broken needs to really get an EX move. Biggest example being 1000-Year Blower Shinji. He pretty much went really nicely even without the EX move. So other than that, Candice is a really good character. She's definitely a top 3 mind unit overall to pull. If you guys love Candice, you're definitely going to enjoy this character overall. Now, Mask, I have to be honest, this should have been his base form. Not his holy Volstern-Dish form, no. This should have been his base form, since it's a mid-month character. But yes, they wanted to make the best version of Mask into a GQ NAD character, and that's pretty much it for this guy. Very sad day for Mask fan indeed. Anywho, like I stated before, this guy is going to be mainly a GQ NAD support for the Stern Ritter killer rotation, melee at that, since he is going to be a melee character, and all you guys need to know is that he's just going to be mainly good for Guild Quest, because he has Flurry +1, Flurry +2 in Guild Quest. 30% melee damage, 50% killer effect, booster, weakened immunity, lasted survival, medic, poise, bruiser of 70%, and enhancer. And he also has a 35% normal attack damage soul trait. So with this, with the bruiser, it's going to round up to 105%, which isn't bad. And he also has guard break, long reach of 20%, and spur +1. If you ever want to use this character outside of Guild Quest, you guys can. His bruiser is still pretty high enough as it is. Last Stitch for Guild Quest, in my opinion, is kind of wasted, but let's say you want to auto with this character and use him in single player co-op content, you can, and it being there just means that he'll have a bit more survivability and will be able to revive just fine. Just that I'm not going to be playing as a melee NAD character, if I'm being 100% honest. But yeah, it just is unfortunate. But again, this is going to be a boosting character. There's no other NAD character for the Stern Ritter killer GQ rotation that can boost. The last Stern Ritter killer that could actually boost on the melee GQ rotation was the Power 1000-Year Blower Chad. And he also had the booster skill, just like this upcoming Mask that is going to be dropping in the game. But his problem always stemmed from the fact that he only had 100% damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment. Which, guess what? True Shikai is your best main, and you're always going to be inflicting the bosses with status ailments, meaning that Chad would pretty much play like as if he were a character with just Flurry +1 and no bruiser. So yeah, as a NAD character, besides boosting, he was essentially worthless for the damage. And the only other respectable NAD unit you can pretty much use in today's meta is Sajin, because he at least has Flurry +3. Just, you know, no bruiser. But I'll easily take Flurry +3 with no bruiser compared to a character with Flurry +1 who will easily lose the 100% pure damage. While it is disappointing that he does fulfill the role of a GQ NAD unit, it still is a very valuable position for this guy. So you definitely want to pull him and get your hands on it if you're having a tough time to even clear the guild quest to begin with. And then the rest of the fillers, I have to be 100% honest, I'm only keen on talking about at most 3 of them, and then the rest I'm just going to skip through them. So let's get right into it. So starting it off with the fillers, we may as well mention the best filler of the banner being Tensa Zangetsu. This guy is going to be your ultimate farmer for the speed attribute, which will allow you to farm both Super Link Salt potions, and droplets. A very amazing, valuable character, and if you do not have the likes of the 1000-Year Blower Senjumaru, this is going to be a great character to get your hands on, because he also, besides having the 3 essential farming skills, does come armed with Frenzy +1, Berserker 60, 100% Purity, Devastation of 60% with Havoc of 20%, and also has hits hidden enemies plus Pierce Iron Skin. And to add the Strawberry on top of it, he also has 30% more melee damage in co-op quests. The only thing is that compared to Senjumaru, he doesn't guarantee +10 droplets, and, you know, has a bit less damage, because Senjumaru has Frenzy +2 with, actually, yeah, she just has Frenzy +2 with complete status immunity, whereas this guy, just Frenzy +1 without the immunities, just has Fire immunity, pretty much, as you guys can see from the innate abilities. Fire immunity, Guard Break, and Spirit +1, but this guy, he's still a very nice and valuable character to use. I still use this character. He's by far one of the most fun farmers that I've ever used so far, and he has the 3k length beam with 1020 width, 960 in front, and then the SA3 is full screen. You cannot go wrong with this character. He is just stupidly amazing, still top 10 speed character even after all these years of being out. He's actually, wait, no, is he a year old? Okay, he's basically a year and a half old at this point. I thought he'd be older, don't ask me why. Up next is gonna be this Parasol Shunsui. Now, this guy pretty much does the same role as Mask the Masculine. The only difference is that instead of being used in the melee Stern Reader Guild Quest rotation, he's going to be used in melee Squad 0. This is a very good NAD character to have when you're using 1000-Year Blower Rukia for melee Squad 0. And this is the first time he's coming back. He's not even 4 months old, is about to be 4 months old in a couple days, and this guy's already back as a filler before the Future Society characters, which I'm all for it at the end of the day. But anywho, this guy just shares the same perks as Mask, so pretty much Flurry +1, Flurry +2 in Guild Quest, extra killer effect of 50% in Guild Quest. Outside of that, it's 30, but you're never going to use that. With Long Range, 30% melee damage, Poise. That being said, does have Star Barrier, and also has 40% normal type damage when at full stam, with a bruiser of 40%. It is a bit less, but it is a different multiplier, so this guy's still going to be able to hit ridiculously hard regardless, and will be a really great side unit to use, with Drain and boost on the entire skill set, and also has Guard Break, Paralysis immunity, and Sprint +1. The kit doesn't matter too much, but all you guys need to know is that he does have a Walking Vortex on the SA2, so he's going to help protect 1000-Year Blower Rukia with that SA2 of his, which is actually pretty damn nice, to say the least. And, yeah, that's just pretty much about it. Just another GQ NAD character. This Rukia is also another GQ NAD character, like the Shunsui, albeit this time for melee Espada, and you only want to pull her if you do not have the likes of 9th Anniversary Kenpachi with Akon and Shinji buffing him, because if you have those characters, I'm gonna be honest, you don't really need this character for either Very Hard or Nightmare. But all you guys need to know is that she fulfills the same role as Mask and Shunsui. The only bad thing is this character procs ailments and she doesn't boost. That's just pretty much about it, so yeah. And then the last filler that is noteworthy to talk about and is being thrown in just about almost every banner is Mana Orihime. We've talked about this character multiple occasions. She's just a really great unit to use for off-killer boosting, since she does have shared complete status immunity. Multi-Barrier with the booster skill is going to help to keep your allies protected while also getting 43% extra focus. That's all you guys really need to know from this character alone. That's really it. How many banners has she been in so far? I'm sorry. 11 banners. Why did I think she would be on more? I don't know why. But you guys get the point. You guys will probably already have her at this point. Amari, Nothing too noteworthy. He's just a full stand 30% link. Swimsuit Byakuya, just a link slot potion link. So you can turn any one of your farmers into a plus 10 potion character, or even turn your best main mind unit into a link slot potion character. Heck, you can even turn the new Candice into a link slot potion character, but that's just about it. Ginjo, right now, he is pretty much useless because Ruruka just kind of died out thanks to 9th anniversary Grammy. But in the event, we do get another heart human unit. This guy will come back because he is basically an Akon. Because he does provide heart attribute character strong attack damage of 20% with 40% more damage to status element affected enemies per heart attribute humans. So, whatever the next heart human is going to be, if it happens to be OP, just know that this Ginjo is going to come back value-wise. This Izuru is just a droplet link, nothing noteworthy to write home about. You're never going to use this character. Tesla, same thing, but at least you can farm potions, so yeah, I guess. But there's better farmers, I'm gonna be honest. And then this Ichigo, discount 10 cents on Getsu. That's pretty much about it. So yeah, the fillers aren't really too good. Like I said before, I think that the other 1000-year blower banner has a bit more value. But again, Candice fans, if you guys want to summon for her, good luck. Keep in mind, this is a crown summons, once again, so there's no unfeatured. It's just 6%, but once again, you have way more guaranteed 5-star pools. You get them early, you spend a lot less orbs, and to get to step 10, you only need 2050 orbs as opposed to 2200. And you'll be able to guarantee either Mask or Candice. You have a 50% chance of getting the character you want. And no, don't get misleaded. One new 5-star character guaranteed doesn't mean you're going to be pulling whatever missing new 5-star characters you may be missing. It's literally the brand new headlining characters. And then, if you want to go to step 25, you'll get the pity ticket. You'll be able to get either Candice or Mask. So, that's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit that bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos and all that good stuff. This has been your boy, the Death Smasher, and I'm officially signing out. So take care, lads. Peace out. Bye. Sana. Ciao, ciao.